I told a story and my boss looked at me, looked at his watch, and said to me, "Get to the point." If you have experienced this, this tutorial is for you. Who am I? My name is Anjalisharma. I run a story practice that works with very, very big brands all around the world. And I help people who work there tell their story. I'm also an author of the best-selling book, Strategic Storytelling. Now, if you are finding yourself in a situation where your boss looks at you and says to you, "Get to the point," and you're storytelling, most likely you're making one of these three mistakes. Number one, you are not making your boss see the story. Now, let me give you an example of what seeing a story means. Stories have certain things in it that activate people's visualization. What that means is that you could be saying something, but people start seeing it. You have to make that part of your boss's brain busy by giving him or her a visual to look at. How would you do that? So talk about a place or a product that they know. So for example, I would say, we got to the airport, we got the check-in done, we got ourselves inside, and then we realized that our flight is 2 hours late. Now, airport, check-in, immigration, these things you can visualize. When you talk about things people already know how it looks like, it activates their visualization. Psychologists call this that they start leveraging the schema. Schema is layers of memory that are already in people's mind. People have been to the train station, people have been to the school, people have been to the offices. When you take names of such places, a certain visual from their memory bank comes up. And that part of the brain that is normally saying, when is lunch break? When can I go to my next meeting? When can I actually finish this? Visualizes. So activate visualization by using this technique. Number two is then as a tendency for a lot of people in the workplace to give a lot of examples, but not give enough stories. What is the difference between an example and a story? Example does not have series of events. So an example of how we showed up in corporate social responsibility, or we are not just making profit, we are doing good to the world, is the fact that we ran 5 programs in school to educate girl child. That's an example. That's not a story. A story has series of events. When you say, last year, when we were looking at how do we become better organization by helping communities be better. And at that time, when we were looking at it, we remember going to one particular school. There was only one bathroom for close to 50 girls. These girls did not have proper uniforms. They came from homes that did not believe in educating the girl child. And the only reason their parents were sending them to school was because then they don't have to prepare their lunch and the school provided lunch. Now that's a story. Examples are a fantastic tool for building credibility. When you say to someone that we've spent $200,000 in helping girl child education, people think, oh, that's a good thing. But when you tell a story, people feel there's a connection, not just credibility. Connection would be to be able to get them to see those girl children, make them feel their difficulties. So if you want your boss to feel the challenge that you're trying to actually articulate, stop giving examples, start telling stories. The third one is actually very simple, but really the most important one. In a professional world, is the thing that nobody has is a time. Everyone's time poor. There is 1 hour and 10 things that you need to do in that time. So in that, when you actually get up and say to people, I want to tell a story, in their head they're going, can you just get to the point? I don't want to listen to your stories. Please do not use the word story in a boardroom that is a results-driven boardroom where people are wanting to drive results. The word story comes with a negative connotation. You want to tell stories, but you don't want to say that you're telling a story. So stop using the word story. Even worse, if you say, I'm going to tell you a true story, because then people go like, okay, generally what do you do if today you're telling the true story? So what would you do? You would say, it is very important for us to understand why we are doing what we are doing. And the way for us to understand the importance of this action, let me give you an example. You call it an example, but it's actually a story, right? Let me share an incident that helps us better understand this. Position your stories not as stories, but examples and incidents and things that happened. If you do these three things, you are boardroom ready for storytelling. Number one, activate visualization. Number two, don't just give examples, tell stories with series of events. Number three, do not use the word story. If you do these three things, most likely your boss will not say, get to the point. He will say, tell me more. Hope this helps. If you like what you're hearing, hit the subscribe button, because if you hit the subscribe button, I know I need to keep showing up, helping you become a better storyteller. Thank you. Stay storied.